Hello.
Hello.
All right, anyway. All right, summary of tests. Now, this one right here, like I said, is going to be a easy, quick lesson because this is a summary test. This is actually just all the tests, and it's the test to see which test you want to use. So if you guys paid attention yesterday, which is the one that is very, very obvious that you should use? The root test, right? That one's probably one of the simpler, right? Okay, so we're going to go through and look at each one, and there's a checklist. Okay, this whole thing is about a checklist of which tests to try and use. Guide to choosing to determine whether a series is convergent. Check to see if the series is a geometric series or a p-series. Okay? If yes, then use the conclusions for given in the series in table 6. So there's actually some more later on for this one right here. Okay, then find the limit as n goes to infinity of that series. Okay, so from there, if it's not equal to 0, test by divergence, and the series diverges. So if it doesn't go to 0, it's going to diverge, right? That was one of the checklists that we had on, I believe it was Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Thursday. Okay, so series right here has only one positive term and meets the conditions of integral test. Then find related function, use the integral test from 1 to infinity for that, and is easy to find. So remember when we actually had something like this, and we had like that value that I took it to, because there would be like some b or something, right? Okay, so integral test was there. Okay, then series, positive terms, and for and the nth term is a quotient of the sum of the difference of the power, and the limit comparison test with an appropriate p-series will usually work. Next, if the series has only one positive term, preceding attempts failed, then try comparison test for a conversion, comparison test diverge. So now, this is basically all the stuff right here that we've done so far in chapter 8. So, blah, 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 root test, non-zero. Okay, so now, this it is right here. This is everything, thank you. This is everything that you need to go by. So you take a look at this and say, what information is given to me? What type of problem is this? And what test am I going to use? So one of my favorites, that's a ratio test. Super easy. I love the ratio test. I really do. Okay, that one's, if I have a choice, I'll do that one because my algebra works out pretty well each time. Integral tests. Okay, go back to the notes on that one to show exactly where that one applies. Comparison test for convergence. Okay, and then comparison test for divergent series positive terms. Limit comparison tests. So take a limit as a of n over b of n goes to the limit. We have alternating series tests. We could clearly pick out alternating series when I have that -1 to some power, right? -1 to the power. Is it possible to actually not specifically say -1 to a power and still have a alternating series? Say yes. Yeah, it's still possible, right? It's still possible that it is going to be alternating, because if I have a negative inside somewhere, it's not always the 1, right? It's not always a 1. It could be a -1 times, let's say, for this one, it's going to be like k. So negative k to the k plus 1 or whatever. Something like that. That one you could actually take out the -1 and separate it so you can have that -1 to the power. So that would be your alternating. Absolute converges. Okay, if it converges, absolutely, then it converges. Remember the table that we had the other day where we had like the nice little balloons? Okay, because it's possible for something to converge first, and if I can get it that absolutely converge, then it is going to still be converging. But if the convergent piece fails that, it's possible for it to be not absolutely, that piece will diverge, but you could actually have a convergent that diverges when you do the absolute test, absolute convergent test. Yes? Okay, good. All right. So ratio test, that's what we did yesterday. It is a lovely problem. Okay, like I said, I love those ones. Those are some of the easier ones I've ever done. Root test. Okay, root tests are one of those ones that are super unique. Those are specific. If you see a problem that looks like that, jump straight to the root test, right? Okay. Okay, here's the table 6. This actually goes along with what type is what. So if I have a geometric series, it's going to look like this. Okay. And then we have my R value, whatever my R value, if it's going to be less than 1, it's going to converge. Greater than 1, it's going to diverge. Yes? Okay, good. Harmonic series, 1 over K. It's going to diverge. P series, 1 over K to the P. So its converges if P is going to be greater than 1. And it's going to diverge if P is between 0 and 1. Okay, it's going to diverge there. Let's see, K to the K series. So we did some of these problems right here where this is actually going up pretty fast. That one's going to converge. Alternating harmonic series. So we have that alternating part right there. That one's going to converge. And factorial series. We did the factorials the other day. And if you notice right here, it goes 1, then it goes 1 again, doesn't it? Remember, it doesn't always have to follow the same pattern for the first couple, as long as it follows the pattern for the end. Okay, it's possible to not be in your upper bound and lower bound for your first or second term. But as long as it keeps following the rest of the pattern for beyond that. Does that make sense or no? Yeah? Maybe? The upper bound and lower bound, sometimes they're outside of those for the first two, then after that they're all inside there. Okay, so it's still possible for it to converge within that. Okay, guess what? That's it. I want you guys to actually try some of these problems real quick. Go through the testing. Go through the testing. Like I said, this is going to be like only 30 minutes. It's not going to be very much. Monday we're going to start another unit. This is just some more practice. And this test and stuff right here, this page, is going to be so helpful for everything in this chapter so far. So instead of actually digging out your notes for every single one, you could actually just reference this because I have a whole bunch of different tests. Reference this, go back to it. All right, it's going to be this. I'm going to apply this. Okay, make sense? Okay, like, share, and subscribe.